Hello everybody, it is Saturday, June 12th, and I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm peaking out on the no sleep thing. So last night, yesterday I got together with somebody and we just had, it was like two very powerful women with so many things in common and helping each other, and so there was a lot of energy there and recharging and so on. So we had that. So as the day went on, I went to go to bed, and of course my room is filled with orbs and beings, and the sky outside my window is just filled with activity. So, I asked for more clarity and information and ancient knowledge and some things I wanted to know. So I kind of played around with the ceiling and the beings, and they were all over me, and I try to go to sleep and I can't go to sleep. So I'm tossing, I'm turning, and then every ache, every bump, every tension in my body is there. Can't get comfortable. I get up, I'm stretching on the floor. I try to find an anti-inflammatory, and of course it's the last bottle that I pick up. It's like, it's just happening. Get back in bed, toss and turn again. And you have to understand, when you have sight like I do, you see eyes open, but when you close, it's like a movie theater on the back of your eyelids. You can't get away from it. So I've been kind of dealing with that, and I've been okay with it. But I've been closing my channels at night. So I'm calling on my mighty I am presence, and I'm saying I'm closing my mental channel. Maybe my mental channel's too big, and maybe I need to spend more time closing it. I don't know. But I close my mental channel and then my ascending mental channel. And so then I give thanks, and nothing and no one can enter. When I first started doing that, I didn't realize that my higher self is not included in that closing of the channel. So I think the first couple of nights they were shoving me awake and things were happening, and I'm thinking, who the heck got in here? I closed you all out. So anyway, last night was just no fun. I actually wound up coming to this window and looking outside at all the activity, and I literally screamed, stop, just stop. I can't, because it's just not making sense, and it's just constant faces and all that. And then at one point, a being came, and I kept saying, I don't hear you. I see your mouth moving and I don't hear you. And of course you're exhausted, and by this time you're wondering who the heck all these people are. And so what happened when I said that, I got a green arrow pointing to the left ear. And I went, mm-hmm. And then it showed me sitting in front of my computer. And I said, okay. So when I'm in that position in front of my computer, you will begin to come in through the left ear. And I got a, so that was one what I think is solidified message out of hours and hours of footage that I'm not really sure what was going on. So it left me for a little slow-mo for a lot today. So I went to lunch with a friend and came back, and headphones on, and meditated, and then just talked to another friend, and Spirit's been saying, get your butt in front of the camera. I don't care what your hair looks like, because other people are experiencing the no sleep thing. And the way I also described it is, many of us who are evolved and been in this for some time, we know something's coming. We know that we're at the peak here, that there's a lot of information and things coming to the surface. And, we're not out there, doing this, but at the same time, we're like, okay, but then we're not paying attention to any mainstream or a lot of videos and people that are talking about this, because I like to get my messages direct. And when I listen to things, it can just be a distraction, because then my left brain gets kicked in, and it gets kicked in too much, which then prevents me from seeing what's on my path in front of me and listening to my own inner guidance self. Okay. So I described it this morning as I feel like I'm on a plane and I'm hovering over my destination, and the plane just can't land just yet. And it's getting to the point where it's like you're getting antsy in your seat. You're not allowed to get up and get out of your seatbelt. You're crammed in next to someone else's energy who's feeling the same uncomfortable way you're feeling, until you look at the whole plane and everyone else is feeling that way, and the air is dry and slow, and there's no food to eat, and you don't really want any of the crappy food, but you know that once you land, you're going to be in a whole different exploratory, magical place of what it is that you came here to do, and who it is that you're supposed to be helping. And so, like me, I'm like on the edge of my seat going, come on, let's go, let's go. I'm prepared, I'm ready, I've been ready. Land this damn plane. So, remember, apparently, our time isn't their time. Because remember, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. A lot. So timing is everything. So as much as I would like things to move, there may be people that are like not quite ready to get there, or someone else has some additional things they need to do, so that when the curtain goes up, we're all in position. So I'm just going to hang here and continue to learn more and to be present and just observe, and really work on keeping my parasympathetic nervous system intact. And I actually just learned something new yesterday from this beautiful being I wound up connecting with, who happens to be a doctor of naturopath. And we were talking about vitamin Bs and simulations and all of that, and how so many people take vitamin B12 for their nervous system, etc. But vitamin B12 doesn't even convert without a B complex. And then it has to be a certain type of B complex. So, yeah, I did that today. I did the combo, okay? So what does vitamin B do? It feeds the nervous system. It converts energy. It helps with I think it's, carbohydrates conversions, so on and so forth, but it's critical. And you only use what you need and you expel the rest. So the key is to replenish, right? So, yeah, it's a process to keep up with myself. It's a lot of maintenance, because when this is all going, you don't realize that this is trying to be on autopilot, but it's stuttering through. And, till you get out of here and you start to get in here, you realize where you're stuttering, what might be blocked, what could flow a little easier and better. So I am getting back on my regimen. As most of you know, I've been moving a lot. And so last weekend at this time, I just looked like one big wet sack of sweat, pair of shorts, t-shirt, moving, loading cars and huffing and puffing. So this weekend I at least have my room together and some of my things done. I'm definitely in a safe, very special place, and I have my little setup here so that I can, present with you. So don't get so frustrated with what's happening, but really see if you have a stockpile of patience somewhere that you didn't know that you might have stored it, okay? I always laugh about that, because if patience was on sale, I would empty the shelves. I can promise you. But most of us would, because we have that short fuse, instant gratification. I'm a fiery person. I like to get things done. I get my stuff done, so I'm expecting other people to get their things done. And then I kind of converted to being, from a type A to like a BC, but that takes work for me. And then with all this moving and then this energetic stuff, and then on top of the lunar and then the solar eclipse and then the new moon and all the other things that are happening to bring things to the surface, I'm running a little higher in my RPMs than I probably ought to be. So again, today, headphones, listening to meditation. I'm going to go for a walk, get into sync this week, start getting my writing for the website. And it's time to harness what has been staticky and not contained. Because like I said, it's a full-time job to maintain the physical vessel, to be the filter for so much that's going on that's unseen, okay? So be gentle with yourself. If you toss and turn a lot at night, perhaps get into a position and, you know, place your hands over your abdominal or across your heart and just say, okay, what little bit I might get, let me rest enough to be energized enough to go through my day tomorrow without any exhaustion, okay? And that's the other thing that comes to mind. Let me just say this to you before I go. I'm a huge water drinker. My mom trained us. We wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is drink a glass of water. So the only thing I drink outside of water is an unsweet iced tea with lemons. So, and I don't do caffeine after 2 because, you know, our nervous system. But I realized I kept thinking I needed to hydrate, and I was over drinking water, and I'm flushing sugars and electrolytes out of my system that didn't get a chance to maybe go where they needed to go because I'm too busy with so many things going on up here. So instead of extra water this afternoon, I peeled a mango, and I'll just include other things in hopes that I feel like I'm assimilating more hydration in the body versus constantly, you know, chugging something, thinking I'm keeping things going. So the moral of this video is, if you haven't gotten it already, I'll let you know what it is. You're going to be running with your foot on the gas and the brake. Don't worry about brake dust on the front wheels. Don't worry about all of that. Learn how to balance it a little bit better so that you're not tearing up the engine. Because without the engine, it doesn't matter what the gas pedal and the brake do. Okay? So what's your engine? It's all the levels. Your light bodies, your energy bodies, your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body. Don't ignore anything. Sit still, talk to yourself, ask for guidance. Get right here, close this down. Wear a night pack, an eye pack. Get every drop of light out so that you can produce melatonin and DMT and all the healthy things that you need. No night lights on, okay? Shut them out. Get in pure darkness. Go into some kind of rest mode, whether it's music, whether it's binaural beats, whether it's laying in quiet. Just do it so that you can balance the gas pedal and the brake, and then your engine isn't suffering in any way. Not in this moment and not in the future moments, because the future moments is when you're really going to need them. All right, so you're preparing now on how to balance all of that. All right, get in harmony, and then allow yourself time during the day for your devotionals, your minutes of quiet, where you can just really tune in to just your breath. Go back and look at the other videos. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Instead of running around with shallow hyperventilations, which most of us do unconsciously. You know, there was a time with my mild asthma, breathing was a chore. It's like, oh man, I got to correct my breathing. It means I got to stop and do this. It means I got to, and let me tell you, it's very important, and it's what I do all day long. And I find when I don't, and I haven't, all of a sudden I'm like, and I don't, I'm like, well, where'd that come from? You know, or I'm like, this weird thing will occur. And it just lets me know, like, hey, Could you send us some air down here, please? Could you stop running us so hard that we can't stop and expand the lobes? It's your life force. Pay attention to it. All right? Much love. Much light. If you need any assistance, coaching, talk to somebody, fix a foundation, make a new foundation, get confirmation that you're not crazy, reach out. My email's always in the description. All right?